Hey peeps, I had to get on here and give my little 2 cents about the changes with the Bilt credit cards with the Bilt 2.0. Um, I'm struggling with it. I was hoping it would have been a little bit more straightforward. I just think they made it very complicated in reference to how you can now earn points and get those points for rent and now with mortgage. I was very fortunate that with the original Bilt card, I was able to get points with my mortgage, and it was very straightforward. 5 transactions within a billing period, there was no threshold for it, which kind of was a problem for Bilt. For me, my transactions, which paying my mortgage, counted as one. My four other transactions were everyday spend. And so it was easy for me to get the 5. Now, for other people, they circumvented the system. The infamous 4 separate transactions, banana purchases, got you the full rent or mortgage amount. Well, since Bilt is no longer with Wells Fargo because Wells Fargo was losing, I think they said like $10 million a year, Bilt has changed it that now you have to basically spend on their card to get the points for the rent and mortgage now. Um, they have some currency that they created called Bilt Cash that you can use to unlock the points because you can earn the points on the card, but you have to unlock the points by using Bilt points in order to get it, and you have to basically put 75% of what your mortgage is, or your rent, in order to get it, and that's the problem people are having. They do have 3 cards now: a zero annual fee card, a $95 one, and a $495 card. I'm not going to get into the details with all of them because I'm only interested in the zero annual fee. Although the $95 annual fee card is basically the card Bilt has now, but I'm still going to bypass it. So the card that I'm interested in, it's called the Blue. I've already converted for it. I have to say, Bilt was very generous with my credit line. They actually increased it by $10,000, and I actually had a really good credit line off the rep. So the thing is like, well, I'm not going to put that much spend on the card. So with that, I am going to not be able to get the full amount of my mortgage payment, and that's the part that's killing me, because I've been very fortunate the past 4 years, racking up these points, being able to transfer them to the great partners Bilt has for hotels, which I am a Hyatt fanboy. Airlines like United, Southwest, I really got some good redemptions from them. Combining that with some of the partners Bilt has with Chase, I've gotten a lot of free domestic travel, a lot of free hotel stays. So now that's going to kind of deplete those now because I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to put 75% of my, spend in order to get this, the points for my mortgage. So basically, they're saying that if your rent was like $1,600, you will have to spend $750 of non-housing because your rent and mortgage doesn't count for that, to earn Bilt points. And the Bilt points across all 3 cards are 4%. So if you had $750 times 4%, you will earn $30 Bilt cash, and $30 Bilt cash can unlock 1 point, a max of $1,000. So if your rental mortgage was $1,600 and you say you had $30 Bilt cash, you only can get $1,000 because that $30 Bilt cash is maxed at 1,000. And that's the position I'm going to be in because for me, my Bilt cash calculation, basically in order to get the full amount, it's going to be like $55. But I'm probably only going to earn $30 bill cash, because that other spend I don't want to remove from other credit cards because I get more points. I don't want to take something from a credit card I get 2 times points, 3 times points, just for 1 point. So I'm just going to just have to rock with it. So once again, if I use the $1,600 example, I'm only going to get $1,000, and I'm going to leave that $600 on the table. Now, all this is to avoid paying a transaction fee, which Bilt says you can pay it, and you can still then get the full 1%, but paying a transactional fee defeats the purpose of the card. And that's what a lot of people are upset about. So my mortgage is not that high. I pay about a little over $1,800 a month. But what for the people that pay $5,000, $4,000, $3,500? That's a lot of spend that they're going to have to put on that card to get the 1% of your points for rent. In that instance, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Once again, unless you're okay taking less points. And I know that a lot of the content creators out here for credit cards on YouTube, they're not talking about that. They're just talking about what you got to do to get the full 1%. And a lot of them aren't being very open about it because they went to the Bilt opening and beat them. So they're pushing these changes out here and saying it's a great thing when it really isn't. I know of a lot of people personally that have reached out to me that, I actually referred this card to them. They're not going to renew. It's just not worth it for them. I've been reading on Reddit and other platforms, the same thing. Once again, you have to make it work. I think it's not a risk for me because, like I said, I'm doing a 0 annual fee. But I think a lot of people, if they did choose the 3, a lot of them are going for the $495 one because that's, I believe that one's a flat 2% catch-all, which is really good. I think it also has perks on there too that help offset the fee. To offset that annual fee. But I already have a travel credit card. I have an Amex Platinum, and I'm already paying $900 for that. Although I get more than enough value for that, I would never get rid of that card as long as I get the value back from it, which is way over $1,000. So, but I don't need 2 premium travel cards. Plus, I think the Bilt card has Priority Pass. I get that with Amex. So I don't need another travel card. I would have loved to get the 2%, similar to the Venture One. I think that's going to give the Venture One a run for its money. But for me, I think there's no risk doing the 0%. Get whatever I can get. I just know now my points are going to be a little lower with Bilt. Because like I said, I'm not moving any major spend on there. Now I could add things like, if I car maintenance, usually I put that on my 2% cards. I could put that on there. Work for the home. Once again, I usually do it 2% because there are a lot of cards that don't have a category for home repairs or car repair. So I might move that on there. So there might be some months I'll be able to have enough Bilt cash to get it. But probably more than that, I'm not. And, I'm only going to probably just get 50% of that $1,800 and stuff. So, but, at one point I wasn't getting anything for rent. So, I'm trying to convince myself saying, hey, something is better than nothing. But for the past 4 years, I was getting 100%. So I'm struggling now going from 100% to 50%. So that, for me, that's my thing. But I did, since it launched yesterday, current users, we were able to go in early to determine what card we wanted to get. I can still use my current bill card through February 6th. So I will put my mortgage on there one last time with the current process. So I will get the full $1,845 for the points. But then I think it's February 7th will be how you'll have to start going the different way with the BILT 2.0 cards. And then also too, if you didn't want to have the BILT cards, you could have had the option of closing your BILT account and getting a card from Wells Fargo, which that was the previous card holder. Or you could keep that account open. It was the Wells Fargo autograph card, which low key is a really good card. I actually am going to get that card as well. It's been on my radar. The only bad thing is with this, I'm not going to be eligible for any bonuses, which I'll just take the L for that, because in a credit card game, we want to get as many bonuses as possible. But it's a pretty good, the Wells Fargo autograph is a decent card. It's a 3 times in multiple categories, 3 times dining, 3 times transit, streaming. There's a couple of other categories, and it's a no annual fee card. So once again, there's no loss right there. I'll probably keep the credit limit that I have right now with the current bill card on Wells, which is it's a nice one. So that's good. And it has no foreign transaction fee, which is huge because, you know, I do take at least 2 international trips a year. So that would be a great card to kind of put in my wallet when I'm ready to go out of the country. And I'm actually thinking about maybe having that as one of the core cards. I never had, I'm not in the Wells Fargo ecosystem. So, you know, I'll dip my toe in there and stuff. So I just wanted to get on here and just, you know, for me, I'm going to give it a shot with the no annual fee card. I'll see how it goes. And, you know, push come to shove for me, if the benefits don't work out for me, I just stop using the card. But I won't. I'll just take whatever points I can get. Hey, if I earn enough bill cash, great. But I'm not going to change my spending because, you know, my wallet setup that I set up every quarter, I maximize on all the points that I can get, which I am now a hybrid. So I am cash back and points for travel. Before I was just strictly just travel, but cash back is not a bad thing because you can use that cash for your travel. So I just don't want to move certain spend over to Bilt. To me, for me, that's not value. But I can maybe, you know, once in a while put something on there for a little extra, but you know, that's not going to be something I'm going to force. And of course, I'm just not going to just produce spend just to produce spend, because that defeats the purpose of this points game anyway. But, you know, whatever points I have, I'll make the best of it. You know, once again, something is better than nothing. Would love to hear what you guys have to think about it. Maybe in time, Bilt will relook at this because I think they're going to be, if they're not surprised that I question them. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll listen to the consumer and make some changes. But, you know, like I said, for me with the 0 annual fee card, that works. Some people will say that card is trash, but, you know, compared to the other ones, it's not trash for me. I don't want another annual fee card right now. I'm actually going to, starting in 2026, cut some cards out for annual fees because I'm not getting values of them anymore. And I got to start lowering. I don't have a lot. I think I have over $1,300 in annual fees, which, you know, some people would think a lot. Some people say it's not. But the majority of that is from one credit card, which is from the Amex card. So that's not bad. But there are a couple of cards I'm looking at to cut in 2026. One in particular, I'm waiting to see if there's any changes. I heard there's going to be a refresh, and that's actually my Amex Green, because technically that Wells Fargo autograph can replace the Amex card. So that's why I really want to see if there's going to be a refresh, which I heard there will be, but I want to see. With Amex, unfortunately, any refresh they do, they always increase their fee, which currently the Amex Green is $150. They do have an offsetting credit with Clear, but I don't use that because I have Clear on my Platinum card. So that's part of knocking that $895 fee off of. So we'll see. But once again, I'd love to hear you guys' input. Are you happy with the changes? This was something everyone was looking forward to. And some people say it was a dud. Some people say the card is nerfed. Some people say Bilt is dead. But I'd love to hear your opinion. Thanks, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.